Welcome to EDUC 590, Current Issues in Education. I am Dr. Marga Maduri, and I thought I'd do a little introduction for those of you that don't know me, and probably give you more information for those of you that do. So first of all, my background is I'm from the Midwest. I grew up in the Detroit area, and typically in February it says the average temperatures are 35 degrees high and 20 degrees low. But my memory of Detroit during February was it was the coldest month of the year. I remember wind chill factors of 60 below. I remember sub-zero weather. I remember cold and dark. And I'm really grateful that I'm not there anymore. So when I was a child, I loved reading. My father was a big reader, and my fondest memories were going to the library with him. I have two sisters. I am the middle child, and who knows what middle child syndrome things I have picked up. So my parents were both athletic and skiers, and they taught us to ski when we were very, very small. Here I am at 8 years old with a cast on my leg because I broke it skiing, which was a real bummer. It was the first day of a 10-day vacation in Colorado. Heartbreaking. But I got over it and continued skiing. And when I was about 13, I got to go to this freestyle ski camp in Banff, Canada, which was awesomely cool, where I learned how to do tricks like this jump and this flip on skis. But because I was a lover of reading, I read just about everything I could get my hands on. And my favorite thing were series books, because when you have a series, then you don't have to worry for a long time about where's your next book coming from. So the library and series books were two of my best friends when I was a kid. This led me to success in high school. I raced on the high school ski team for all 4 years. I was captain my senior year and was a darn good skier. And it led to academic success. I was successful in high school. I was good at it, except for trigonometry. My senior year, I was in trigonometry and AP calculus and AT chemistry, and so I took trigonometry pass-fail and I passed it, but I didn't learn it, which we'll find out shortly the problem with that. And one of my other regrets that I didn't take art in high school. I wish I'd had some more art classes. I am playing with art and being an artist now, but it would have been more fun to have had it back then. So I went on to college, University of Michigan. Basically, for my high school, you had two choices. You could go to Michigan or Michigan State. And I loved Ann Arbor and U of M, and I was accepted, so I went there. Excellent school. And I wrote here that my big win is failing calculus. And what I mean by that is, because I didn't learn trigonometry, when I went on to take the next level of math, obviously I didn't know it well enough to pass it. And I studied and I tried hard and I worked hard, and I could not pass. I got 32% in the midterm. And I think that was valuable for me as a teacher, because it helped me understand that sometimes kids fail even when they really are trying. So it gave me a lot more understanding of what that process is like. So once out of high school, or out of college, I moved to California, and I'm so grateful because I love living here. And got my teaching job at Rosemont Middle School, which is part of Glendale Unified. Taught there for 13 years. And in 92, 93, I got Teacher of the Year. And who knows, that was also the year I bought a motorcycle. So did they vote for me because I'm a really good teacher, or just because I was really cool and drove a motorcycle? It's hard to say. I went on to get a master's at Cal State because I felt like I was successful in teaching writing, but I couldn't tell if I was helping kids become better readers. It was something that was hard to measure. So I went on and got my reading master's, and as a result of that, was invited to teach adjunct at Cal State LA, which I did for several years. And that was so much fun, I decided to go on and get my doctorate. So I got my doctorate at Claremont and ended up getting the job here at La Verne. This is my 15th year here, and 12 of those 15 years I have been co-chair of the Family Learning Conference. Last year's event, you see us pictured here at the beginning with 900 people, and it's been a tremendous opportunity to get to know schools in the community and work with students across campus and all kinds of wins. I'm hoping that you all will be interested in participating this year. The conference is going to be spring, April 15th, and it's just a fabulous day, and I'll tell you more about that. So total stats, 24 years in school in formal education. I have 4 degrees, and I've been an educator now for 28 years. And when I say that I 24 years and counting, because I'm learning Spanish, which is probably going to last me the rest of my life. And as part of my journey, of course, I read books in Spanish, and I facilitated a literacy book club at a learning center for adults in the Ontario Montclair School District. And these were a group of adults who are working on their GEDs from the Mexican consulate. It's a group called Plazas Comunitarias. And so we worked together, we would read books in Spanish and talk about them as they were learning how to read and discuss literature, and I'm learning Spanish. So they could help with my Spanish, I could help them with reading and discussing. So it was just a neat opportunity. And as a result, we published a book. The last book that we read together in the first year was Sopa de Pollo para el Alma de la Mujer, so Chicken Soup for the Woman's Soul, which has profound stories, but all of these people in the group had profound stories. So I said to them, okay, if we read this book, and they wanted to, then you have to write your own stories. So they did, and we published it. And if you ask me, I can show you the book. It's so moving, and it was such a neat win for everybody. So here I am presenting at the American Education Research Association, which is a big annual conference. This year was held in, I think that picture's from Philadelphia, but I've presented in Vancouver and all over the country. And over here I am with a couple of students that graduated last spring, and finally I don't ski anymore just because it's too hard to get to the hills and too expensive. But I do love the outdoors, so I do a lot of hiking and movement. In fact, I exercise every single day and have been doing so now for over 10 years. So as I look at all this, one of the things I've discovered is that really, if you follow your heart and do what you love, the rest will come. So that is my message to you, along with a welcome to the course.